soap smells nice. Oh, hello everybody and welcome to the February 13, 2019 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine. And yes, because there was no show on Tuesday, there will be a Friday show this week. Anyway, let's start with another update on the 2020 election. This time involving Kamala Harris. You know, that woman who... Is there anything remarkable about Kamala Harris? Well, there may actually be after today, as she said that during her college years, she smoked marijuana and listened to Snoop Dogg. Like every person did. Now, Kamala Harris graduated in 1986. However, most rap artists didn't become a thing until the 90s. Which means one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamala Harris has discovered time-traveling marijuana. And you all laugh at her. Side note, it should be noted that despite admitting now to smoking marijuana herself in the future, she did not show any leniency to those she prosecuted for low-level drug offenses, including marijuana offenses, as a prosecutor or as Attorney General of California. So by her own admission, she should be in jail right now. It should be noted, by the way, it wasn't even as if she was following the letter of the law or didn't agree with it, which is a typical thing prosecutors do sometimes. It should be noted she still opposed marijuana legalization for quite a while, even after herself having smoked it. So, this year's Hypocrisy Award goes to Kamala Harris. Congratulations. Anyway, I guess Beto O'Rourke is just going to be a name in politics now. It's very shameful that's true, but apparently it's true. So Beto O'Rourke held a rally in El Paso, I'm not entirely sure to pronounce it, Texas recently, where he said that walls don't keep us safe. That's actually true. I did not expect that. Beto O'Rourke saying something reasonable. Then why am I covering it? A Republican must have said something idiotic about it. To Dan Crenshaw. At Beto O'Rourke should answer a simple question tonight with respect to the border debate. If you could snap your fingers and make El Paso's border wall disappear, would you? I mean, people were already paid to build it and money was already spent on it, so that'd be kind of pointless. I don't think anyone's really in favor of getting rid of previous infrastructure projects. But okay. Because this DHS graph shows that when the wall was built, illegal crossings dropped significantly. Now, you can look up the graph for yourself. However, no, it doesn't. Long story short. According to this graph, El Paso built its wall in about 2007. And that's when illegal crossings apparently went down the most. Actually, they didn't, though. Because according to this own graph, they went down by 200,000 between the years 1992 and 1994, and never climbed up back to that rate that they were previously at. And for that matter, were consistently dropping anyway by the time the wall was built in '07. Not only that, but the overall rate of illegal immigration anyway correlates nearly perfectly with El Paso's amount of crossings. This is because, and I know Dan probably doesn't know this, but in 2007 something started called a recession, which by 2008 became the economic crash of 2008, or the Great Recession. Now, when a recession happens, it's kind of stupid to illegally go into that country. Most notably because if you're going there for economic prosperity, they aren't having economic prosperity. So you're just wasting time. So basically, Dan Crenshaw has brains made out of spaghetti. And who would be surprised at this point? Of course, the real biggest story that was told over the weekend involved Venezuela. Most notably, Maduro denying foreign aid from the United States. Well, wait a minute, why are we giving him foreign aid when we don't accept him as a legitimate president? And for that matter, why are... what was that? Why are we giving him foreign aid when we've put several sanctions and embargoes on his country? Like, that just seems like a really stupid move. Well, journalists such as Glenn Greenwald did some digging and found out that the picture used was of a bridge that had not been used in years in question, and that's what the mainstream media used as proof. For that matter, foreign aid from the United States usually can also involve giving weapons to right-wing groups who want to cause a coup. But apparently leaders should just put up with that. But don't worry, as just today, our envoy to Venezuela spoke to the House Foreign Committee. Now, who is our envoy? Just of all the great people Donald has. Well, it's a guy named Elliott Abrams, who, if you don't remember, was involved in the foreign policy of the Reagan administration. Specifically, a lot of the policy involving Nicaragua. You know, the country we funded and gave weapons to... Oh, did I say country? My bad. It was actually people within the country, most notably a terrorist group called the Contra. Of course, the president just tried to appoint William Burr, who helped end the Iran-Contra investigation by pardoning a bunch of people who had previously been accused of treason. But, you know, none of that matters. Representative Omar, who is slowly but surely becoming my favorite congressional representative for not entirely the right reasons, I'll admit, actually called him out on a lot of this in the hearing, and because recently she dared to criticize Israel, she is now a double anti-Semite. Daily Writer columnist and pretend commentator Michael Nellis recently tweeted this: "One wonders why Representative Omar seems to harbor such a particular contempt for Elliott Abrams." Then he put little footnotes at both his first and last name. And then for Elliott, it's from the Hebrew Elah, meaning my God is Yahweh. Then why hasn't she expressed hatred to really anyone else with a biblical name? I mean, if you want to think about it, Joseph is a biblical name. It was a name in the Bible, at least. Can you point to me to someone named Joseph she hates? You know, this is very stupid. And for Abrams, the father of the Jewish people. Or because he lied to Congress and funded a terrorist group, and maybe committed genocides, and... Oh, but all of that's okay, because he's Jewish. Representative Omar's fellow Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, who you hate, Stan Hoyer, who you hate, James Clyburn, who you hate, and caucus chairman Hakeem Jeffries. What is with these names, seriously? Who you hate, among other colleagues, accused her of anti-Semitism just this week. Yeah, and I thought you considered them wrong on everything else. Why are they right on this now? I'm sorry, but saying hating Elliott Abrams, of all people, makes you an anti-Semite is no different than saying hating Jeffrey Dahmer makes you homophobic. First off, because most people probably didn't even know the minority stance when they started hating him. Seriously, how many of you guys knew Jeffrey Dahmer was a homosexual? I bet not many. And second off, it's irrelevant to why they're disliked. Oh, also, that's kind of important whether or not you're funding terrorists in a country that has many, many terrorists, I mean rebels, in it trying to create a coup against the government. But, if you believe that, you're probably an anti-Semite. In the same way, if you do not like... Who should I pull from this time? Well, I'll just do Dahmer again. If you don't like Jeffrey Dahmer, you're homophobic now. It's funny, too, by the way, because these are the same people who were just saying the word racist was getting overused when they couldn't insist the president was from Kenya. I don't trust these people to really understand anything, is what I'm saying. I'm Ephrom, and good night.